Tyson just threw away his legend status and traded it in for a clown mask. And no, I'm not exaggerating. If you haven't heard yet, the man was spotted partying with Jake Paul at Donald Trump's inauguration. Yes, that Jake Paul, the one he supposedly couldn't stand. Remember when he said,
"You gonna knock him out?" I think I'm gonna hurt him, yes.
Now, fans like us are left picking up the pieces of our shattered trust. For a year, these two fed us a fake rivalry, stringing us along like puppets, only to pull this ridiculous stunt. The clip of Jake hoisting Tyson onto his shoulders like a gym buddy? It didn't just break the internet, it crushed whatever respect we had left. And tagging him as his best friend on Instagram? Spare us. The betrayal runs deep, and the more I think about it, the more their motives reek of pure opportunism. Tyson and Paul aren't just frauds. They're officially the biggest scammers of the decade. And we, the fans? We've been played for fools.
Claiming that it was rigged because many people bet a lot of money and they lost a lot of money.
What happens when a boxing legend swaps punches with a YouTube troll, and they wrap it up at a presidential spectacle hosted by Donald Trump? You get the biggest joke of the century. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, and Trump in the same room. It doesn't feel like a headline. It feels like the setup to a bad joke no one asked for.
And one reason only, and that is the money. He's getting paid so much money to do this. So that tells me he's getting bought. So again, it is sad that someone like Mike Tyson...
Let's break down this disaster and figure out how Tyson and Paul turned the sweet science into a cringeworthy Netflix special. It all started with a so-called boxing match. Tyson, once the most feared man in the ring, versus Jake Paul, whose most dangerous weapon is his Wi-Fi connection. The two squared off at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, a place that has hosted real legends, only to turn it into a glorified reality show set. The result? Paul, the human embodiment of a YouTube comments section, somehow walked away with a unanimous decision, while Tyson spent more time looking confused than actually throwing punches. Yeah, sure. Totally believable.
Paul Mike Tyson fight.
Interesting.
Script.
How so? What do you mean by
It's just
script?
weird. It just
Like scripted in what way?
no, I don't know. I actually really like Jake Paul. It just seems so. It's odd, bro.
Timing. It's a timing.
I mean,
He
it's
fights
obviously
two-
odd.
No, he fights two no names, beats them both.
Tyson, bless his heart, stepped into the ring full of tough talk.
I can handle this situation. You gonna knock him out? I think I'm gonna hurt him, yes.
I'm going to hurt this young man. Bold words from someone who spent the fight getting jabbed by a guy who made his name yelling into a camera about pranks. And Paul? He vowed to knock out Tyson, because, apparently, delusion is his real secret weapon. The whole thing felt less like a high-stakes boxing match and more like two middle schoolers bickering in gym class. Except this time, there were millions of dollars on the line.
Well, X has spoken. The fight was scripted. Everyone is talking about this on X, and the script was actually leaked on X a few days.
But wait, it gets worse after this epic battle. Where do these supposed mortal enemies head? To Trump's inauguration party, of course, because nothing screams credible athlete like schmoing at a political rally turned frat party. Tyson and Paul were spotted laughing it up, clinking glasses, and posing for Instagram like long-lost BFFs. The best part, a photo of Jake Paul lifting Tyson onto his shoulders like some kind of victorious gladiator. Tyson, fist raised, looked less like a heavyweight champion and more like a dad embarrassing himself at a family barbecue. And Paul, never want to miss an opportunity for clout, captioned the photo "best friends" and tagged Tyson. Of course, scripted fight generates best friends, yet nothing says we just had a brutal fight like playing frat brothers at a Washington shindig. It's almost impressive how quickly they went from "I hate you" to "let's have hang out." The bad blood was faker than Paul's boxing credentials interview.
And it's just an honor to be able to fight him, and he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet, so it was really tough, like I expected it to be.
Wait, it gets worse. After this so-called epic battle, where do these supposed mortal enemies go? To Trump's inauguration party, of course. Because nothing says credible athlete like schmoozing at a political rally turned frat party. Tyson and Paul were spotted laughing, clinking glasses, and posing for Instagram like long-lost BFFs. And the highlight? A photo of Jake Paul lifting Tyson onto his shoulders, like some kind of victorious gladiator. With his fist raised, Tyson didn't look like a heavyweight champion. He looked like a dad embarrassing himself at a family barbecue. Paul, never one to miss a clout opportunity, captioned the photo best friends and, naturally, tagged Tyson. A scripted fight that magically creates best friends? Yeah, nothing says brutal war in the ring like playing frat brothers at a Washington shindig. Honestly, it's almost impressive how fast they went from I hate you to let's hang out. The bad blood? Faker than Paul's boxing credentials.
Your assessment of Jake Paul, the boxer.
He's a very good fighter.
Do you think he deserves respect from the public?
Absolutely.
Hey, that was a good slap. I like that.
Here's where it really stings. The fans, bless their hopeful hearts, actually bought into this nonsense. They believe the trash talk, the fake animosity, the scripted drama. And what did they get in return? Two millionaires laughing all the way to the bank. Some are calling it the heist of the century, but honestly, that feels generous. Tyson and Paul should be best friends. They pulled off the ultimate con together. They didn't just embarrass themselves. They spat in the face of boxing's integrity.
Fighting to take care of my bills, basically. I don't have the stomach for this kind of no more. I'm more conscious of my children and those guys looking at my parents. I don't have that ferocity. I'm not an animal anymore.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
$60 million. That's how much this so-called Netflix boxing spectacle raked in, now better known as the $60 million heist. And honestly, calling it a heist doesn't even do it justice. Jake Paul, humanity's least requested boxing experiment, walked away with a staggering $40 million. Meanwhile, Mike Tyson, the once unstoppable destroyer of the heavyweight division, settled for a measly $20 million. $60 million for what? A glorified sparring session dressed up as a legitimate sporting event. Fans have dubbed it the heist of the century, and for once, the internet got it exactly right.